When it comes to crypto, one of my favorite sayings is if you don't know where the yield is coming from, you are the yield. That's just how it rolls. And especially as a DeFi farmer, this statement is something you need to live or die by. And a lot of these protocols out there, or yield farms as we call them, will create different obfuscation models to allow you to think, oh, it's real yield. Trust me, just pay your deposit taxes and just move on. Well, no, that's not the case. Some of the common obfuscation tools are, first, let's call it single-sided staking. You buy the token, you stake it, you get paid 20% APR. Where's the rewards coming from? Is it coming from buy? No, it's just coming from inflation, which is basically just pulling money out of the investors' pockets and distributing it to other users. Now, the rebuttal to that is, oh no, don't worry. If you stake from the start, you'll be all good. Your share will not be distributed because you're always going to be keeping that same amount or that same percentage you own of the protocol. Well, if that's the case, the old investors that came before you, they're going to have a much larger bag than any of the new investors that come along. The second obfuscation is deposit or withdrawal fees. Don't pay those fees, man, unless you understand what you're getting into. Those are taxes and fees used in order to distribute yield or distribute your money to other token holders and to the devs. The devs always win in this situation when it comes to taxes, period. They get a percentage of that. You can basically look at the devs as the casino. They always win. The third is pool to token rewards. This is having to buy the protocol token and pair it with another, stake it in a pool, and earn staking rewards. The money you're paying out in this is from the amount you spend on the token and the impermanent loss you receive, because the dilution of that token is basically going to bleed it to zero unless there is buy pressure coming in. Remember, you have to look at these like Ponzi's. Fourth, taxes on transactions. This is a better way of saying, hey, you new investor, you need to pay these old investors because that's what we do. Well, that's how the yield farms work. You become the yield at that point in time. My favorites is 3-3, baby. I hold, you hold, we all win. Well, no, that's not the case. We see how that works. Eventually someone sells, and when everyone sells on each other, that's how it rolls. And in fact, with the teams getting a share of the tokens, well, it's a loser's game at that point. So let's go and give you an example of one of the popular protocols called Radiant Finance. As you can see here, they have some pretty good APRs on stablecoins. I mean, sure, the 1.9 is not anything good, then 1.43, but they're paying you to borrow. So if you loop this, you can actually have a pretty profitable strategy. But where is the yield coming from? How are they able to pay you to do this? Well, this has to come with the Radiant token itself. And you're probably trying to figure out, well, if people are farming this token and just dumping it, how is it holding price? The APR is denominated in the token price. So if the APR is 10% and my token is $10, if it drops to $5, which is down 50%, the APR goes to 5%. That's how the APRs work. So if it goes up in price, APRs go up. If it goes down in price, APRs go down. But how are they getting people to hold the Radiant token? Well, they claim to have real yield. They say, hey, we have 38% APR paid in Radiant, DAI, ETH, USDC, USDT, wrap Bitcoin. And based on this, you can say over 30% of this is real yield because it's not in the Radiant token, that 30.9%. Hang on, that's not the case. Let's figure out where this real yield is coming from. Well, if you look here and you see here, if you deposit, you're basically going to earn 2.55% in DAI. Or, well, let's use USDC for example, because it's right here. I deposit USDC. I'm going to get 1.9% APR plus the 1.43 in the Radiant token. That's not enough for me. I got to feel something. I got to loop. I'm going to borrow some tokens. Now at this point, I'm paying 5.68%. Now, minus the deposit, obviously. So basically, I'm having to pay out about 4% in a stable coin to be in this position. But it's okay. They're paying me 10% APR in the Radiant token. So I'm cool. Like, this is great, whatever. Actually, the yield is coming from me going out there and borrowing. I'm basically trading my stable coins for this illiquid altcoin. Why is it illiquid? Because most of the people are staking on the platform to earn this APR. But hang on, that 10% is not yours. Let's go ahead and take a look into that. Radiant investors that engage in whatever. Basically, if you claim your tokens early, you only get 50% of that. So you're technically only getting 5%. And that's if the token stays at the same price. If it goes up in price, you actually earn more. If it goes down in price, you earn less. What do you think is more likely when people are just getting this at like nuts and ham APRs? You can do the math. But if you are willing to wait that 28 days, come on guys, we all know how long yield farms last. You can bypass that 50% penalty and get that full 10% APR, as long as the token price stays the same, which in reality, come on guys, think about it. Anyways, they allow a convenient option to leverage. They say, hey, look, you can leverage 5 times with a click of a button. And basically, you're going to be paying out 20% in stables, and you're going to earn 64% in Radiant token, which at that time, you can cut that by 50% because why? Oh yeah, because you're probably going to claim early. Sure, you can wait 28 days, but who knows what the price is going to be. In fact, if you wait 28 days, it may be worse than 50%. That's just how all these yield farms go. Want to take a look at one? You guys remember Geist Finance? This is where it is now. It was actually more than that. It was probably like 50 or 60 bucks a token when it first launched. But basically, it's now less than 2 cents. And you can see how this just accelerates in a downward slope as people start selling. Within a week, this went from a 40, let's just call it $34 token to, well, actually 2 weeks, we'll call it, almost less than $1. But yeah, that's how it rolls with these yield farming tokens. And Geist Finance had a similar model as well. It wasn't like this one, but it did have a similar model. You staked the Geist token and you earned real yield. And it was basically just from people looping and paying out their net APY to earn the reward in this token. So let's summarize where we're at so far. First, what's propping up the token price? Well, that is the buy pressure for people either A, wanting to buy the token, stake, and get the real yield, or B, buying the token and looking to stake it in the LP farm to get an additional yield. But you also lose an impermanent loss, but that's for another day. So now we need to go into where does that real yield come from for that token? Well, that comes from people paying to loop their position. Now you're saying, no, it's profitable. You're getting the Radiant token. Well, come on now. It's a illiquid token. And if it goes to zero or if it just tanks in one day, that was originally at a profit, now cuts down to a loss. Remember, you even have the 50% early claim fee. So this is something you guys need to understand. Now, third, you're trying to understand, wait, okay, so if people are dumping the token to pay off that amount that they're paying, it's basically a race for the bottom. Because you have a mix of new investors coming in to buy the token to prop up the price, and you have old investors trying to cash out and get their principal back. You have this constant battle, and eventually when new investors stop coming in, what happens? The protocol crashes because the token price crashes. The only reason why people are lending on this protocol and leveraging is because, well, they're getting paid in the Radiant token to do it. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this example shed some light on what goes on a lot of these different DeFi protocols. This is not just Radiant Finance. There are several protocols that do this. This is just the classic yield farming game. As long as you understand how the game works and that it's a zero-sum game with the devs always winning, you can keep playing the game. Just be leery when someone says, hey, we're real yield or we have sustainable yields. Look to figure out where the yield is coming from. If you don't know where the yield is coming from, unfortunately, you are the yield. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think of the video. And if you guys want to join the Discord to see what I'm doing in the markets, links in the description below so you guys can check it out. This is not financial advice, of course. Lastly, if you guys are looking for a VPN, NordVPN did sponsor the channel. They are giving out 3 months free. You guys can check out the link in the description below. You probably should think about getting one. A VPN is a must. And if they're giving out 3 months free, why not? Let's hit you guys with a wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 10, verses 7. The name of the righteous is used in blessings, but the name of the wicked will rot. Be good, be righteous. Peace.